Each spring, with the help of some very energetic volunteers, Janice and I put together a weekend camp for middle and high school students. It's really one of the highlights of our year, and today I'm really excited because camp starts this afternoon. Now, this year's theme comes from the book of Daniel, and it focuses on the courage of four godly young men who were carried away from their home in Judea to serve in the court of the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar. Now, this pagan king's plan was to fully indoctrinate these young men in the beliefs, behaviors, and values of the Babylonians. But God had the very opposite in mind. The message we hope to communicate to our youth this weekend and to you in today's video is simply this: normal people like you and I can have an outsized influence on this world if we'll do three things: stand out, stand up, and stand firm. Now, Daniel and his friends stood out from the crowd when they refused to compromise their values and worked hard at their education. Their integrity and wisdom set them apart from their peers. As a result, King Nebuchadnezzar noticed them and put them in positions of influence and authority. Second, when everyone else in the kingdom bowed down to an idol that Nebuchadnezzar had raised up, these men stood up. They made it respectfully clear that while they would serve the king, they were not going to worship his idols. This revealed the sincerity of their commitment to God. By refusing to bow down, even when their own lives were at risk, God honored their devotion, and Nebuchadnezzar came to the realization that their God was able to deliver them out of his hands. Finally, these men stood firm over the course of many years. As a result, their influence became both deep and wide. Now, near the end of Nebuchadnezzar's life, he actually sent out a decree declaring that Daniel's God was the Most High God, who rules over the kingdoms of men, and that even kings like Nebuchadnezzar had a duty to acknowledge his sovereignty. So this book begins with Nebuchadnezzar's plan to indoctrinate Daniel, but ends up with Nebuchadnezzar worshiping Daniel's God. This shows us that whoever you are or wherever you are, when you commit your ways to the Lord by standing out, standing up, and standing firm, He can, through you, do more than you ever imagined. Now, here are three things that we can think about and questions that we might want to ask ourselves as we reflect on today's devotional. Number one, what is it that you're doing that's helping you stand out from the crowd in terms of your integrity and hard work? Secondly, what are you doing that's helping you stand up when everyone else is bowing down to the gods of this world? And number three, in what ways are you standing firm over the course of many years in order that you might have deep and wide influence on your family, your friends, and your co-workers?